Mattemus-kanalen er tilbage efter en god lang juleferie, og vi er tilbage med mere Fortnite-content, og der vil begynde lige så stille at komme Fortnite-content op på kanalen igen, så det håber jeg selvfølgelig, I glæder jer til. I dag, der skal vi dog reagere på en video, og vi skal reagere på noget angående Fortnite. En spændende video, jeg egentlig gerne har vil se i noget tid. Netop, From Fortnite Pro to $1 million crypto scammer. Så er det simpelthen en, der har været rigtig, rigtig god til Fortnite, som så har formået at gå hen og blive en kæmpe scammer. Jeg synes selv, det var en spændende video, og derfor skal vi reagere på det i dag. Smid like, for at vi er tilbage on kanalas, og lad os da se, hvad den her video har bringt. Den er jo totalt noget tid, så jeg håber, I har sat jer ned. Jeg håber, I har fået noget frokost, en snacks, whatever frem, og er klar til at se den her video med mig. Let's get it!
On this channel, we have talked about Fortnite's biggest stars and their greatest successes. But sometimes, professional Fortnite players have much darker stories.
Whoa.
This is Serpent AU, once a professional Fortnite player, and now a multi-million-dollar scammer who's on the run from the FBI. From Fortnite champion to wanted criminal, this is the entire story of Serpent AU.
Spændende.
Serpent AU,
altså, jeg tænker også bare sådan med den der prime Fortnite-tid, hvor der var så mange online, der kunne vinde så mange penge. Altså umuligt, der ikke har været nogle dårlige mennesker iblandt. Altså sådan helt ærligt. Især fordi, det ligner oprigtigt. Jeg ved så ikke, om det er noget med regler eller noget, hvis han er i retten, eller at man ikke må vise ansigt. Eller, men hvis han virkelig ikke engang har ansigt på ham, det siger jo en del.
Well, we don't really know his name. And we'll get to that later. But
det er jo sygt, du kan tjene så mange penge, og så ikke vise dit ansigt eller dit navn.
What we do know about him is that he's not a professional Fortnite player or a finance extraordinaire. He is a certified top-rate scammer. To really understand Serpent and his antics, we have to go all the way back to the beginning of his story online. Fortnite Battle Royale came out on September 26th of 2017.
Damn, det er rigtig lang tid siden. Jeg ved ikke, om jeg skal skrue mere op for lyden, om jeg overhovedet kan det, men damn!
It was the internet's new obsession. And because of Fortnite's successful release, it was the first time that gaming content creators were treated like full-blown celebrities, and not just unemployed weirdos who sit in their parents' basements.
Damn.
Becoming a YouTuber quickly rose to the top of the list.
Der var jo så mange, der har fået lavet en karriere ud af Fortnite. Det var faktisk helt vanvittigt at se, på der er nogen, der stadig laver Fortnite, men der er også bare nogen, der går over til alle mulige andre ting.
Gen Z's dream jobs. So Serpent decided to make this dream a reality. On November 14th of 2018, Serpent AU would create his YouTube channel. Unfortunately, Serpent AU's YouTube account was entirely wiped of all of its videos before we started researching for this video. Other than his profile picture, a few spare community notes, and almost 600,000 subscribers left in the dust, it's almost like Serpent AU never existed on Fortnite. But just because his account was wiped doesn't mean that he didn't make a huge impact on the Fortnite community. Specifically, the Fortnite creative community. You see, Serpent was very mechanical and a building fiend.
Alright, so taking our first look at Serpent, we can see that he's an insanely fast editor. And when we say insane, like we really mean it, like he's insane. Serpent has had many instances where he edits so fast that unexpected things just happen. Things such as like he's editing so fast that he's glitching off the map. Wow.
And of course, these skills that you build in creative mode aren't just helpful for showing off. Practicing your builds is the quickest way to become a sweat. So of course, when Pro Fortnite got its early start in 2019, Serpent was ready to put his newfound building talents to use. Serpent's first official Fortnite tournament was the Share the Love Cup, played on February 15th of 2019, and he then jumped into the World Cup qualifiers right after that. Although he didn't get a ticket to qualify for New York City, he was consistently placing in the top 150 players on OCE, and even got a 38th place finish during week 8 of qualifiers. He also earned a total of $1,000 over the 10 weeks of qualifiers, which certainly isn't too bad for just playing video games.
Yeah, enig. Kommer smart an på en sælger.
And if $1,000 sounds like a lot, just wait until we get later in the video and we talk about the millions that he stole.
Alright, retention rate going up.
Now, we have to talk about a different type of scamming, because Serpent's story doesn't start in cryptocurrency cheating, it starts with Fortnite cheating. After making it to the FNCS Season X on September 23rd of 2019, he would place 13th, winning $400. And because of him placing well, a lot more popularity was coming Serpent's way. And since Serpent was becoming a lot more popular, people were seeing a lot more of his clips, and absolutely nobody could explain them. Some people started to accuse Serpent of hacking, And one of the earliest accusations we could find was actually published on November 26th of 2019 by a small account named Chilla. As you can see from that clip, there is no way that anybody could humanly possibly edit that fast, meaning that he was using some sort of macro. However, videos like this were
okay. Altså, på det tidspunkt, der tror jeg også, at folk ikke kendte det der til, at man kunne scrolle. Jeg ved ikke, om folk stadig bruger det. Jeg bruger det jo, fordi jeg sådan stadig, altså er sådan back in the old days, men der lærte man jo det der med, at du kunne resette det ved at bare scrolle op. Altså, du kunne sætte den til det. Så jeg ved ikke, om han bare gjorde det hurtigt, men det der, det så virkelig sådan hurtigt ud.
Early disregarded, especially from small accounts like the one who posted this video. Despite Serpent's weak placements in FNCS and cash cups, he was generally considered one of the best builders in the world. And people were even making tutorials on how to edit like him. He was compared to other pros when it came to creating.
The best editors in the world also happen to be some of the best Fortnite players in the world. Go figure. These players are Raider464 and Serpent AU.
And because of these crazy building skills, on May 31st of 2020, he finally hit 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. But shortly after that major milestone, everything was about to come crashing down.
Altså, jeg har det bare sådan lidt, hvorfor er der ingen, der sådan stemme på ham, eller noget? Er det udelukkende gameplay, at han er blevet kendt på, så er det eddermame på det.
On June 5th, EJ Lad uploaded a 20-long minute video exposing Serpent for everything.
Okay. Oh, I smell a fucking cheater.
While this original video has been listed, I luckily was able to find a link to it. In the video, he not only exposes Serpent for using macros, but also aimbot. I put out a pretty in-depth video about Fortnite hacks a few weeks ago, so if you want to see me go into more detail about those hacks, you can check that out. But for now, I'll just include EJ Lad's quick summary.
So for the people out there who do not know what a macro is, I'm going to try and explain this in the simplest way possible. A macro is basically a faster, easier shortcut which allows you to perform multiple actions in just one step. Now, if you were to set up a dirty macro to edit faster like Serpent has, you would only have to press one key.
Hey, to the real OGs, der kan huske, at Gex han lavede makros på sin, jeg tror den hedder MMO 7 mus. Hey, you're a real one. You're a real one. I'm just saying.
Everything would be done for you. Instead of pressing all those binds you would normally have to, you just have to press one bind, and that software you've set the macro up in would do the rest for you.
So essentially, these macros use keybinds to build faster than you can humanly do. He then goes on to point out two other very suspicious things about Serpent.
So a couple things to keep in the back of your mind. Serpent has never done a hand cam, despite getting asked thousands of times. He has never done a single hand cam. He has also gone out of his way to delete comments having anything to do with accusing him of...
Hvordan kan han have fået 500.000 subscribers, hvis han gider ikke vise sin hånd, når han spiller? Han har vel heller ikke vist sit webcam, eller hvad?
Growing.
Der er bare ingen, der viser det, jeg forstår det ikke.
He has also deleted his settings video.
In my opinion, not using the hand cam and deleting all of those comments is pretty damning evidence as it is. But this is just the beginning of the video.
Det kan også være, at han bare vil undgå den her negative vibe, der er omkring
only gets worse from there. EJ Lad shows off DMs from the person who introduced Serpent AU to hacking in the first place. And in those DMs, he says he wanted to use macros to clickbait in his videos, and this was all happening in September of 2019.
I think he ended up actually posting on Twitter, "This is a macro," just showing everyone what it actually looks like. And he says because it's sad, editing won't be skillful. Serpent then goes on to say, "I don't know whether to call it the fastest editor in the world or say it's a way to instant edit. I want to clickbait." So he's already planning to make videos with this thing.
Then Serpent posts his first video hacking on September 5th.
Altså, jeg vil gå ud fra, at det må vel ikke være... Det er jo så ikke lovligt at sætte makros på. Det vil jo så være med Git. Since it's a big deal, right?
This is the video that he blew up on. You can see he's doing half days in here. He's on the rise, and then bang. And this is the video he first started macroing in. And here, folks, is the clip that sells it all. Look at that. That is a macro if I've ever seen one. This clip also, he's done about 30 edits in half a second. That is just not possible.
And in one of Serpent's videos uploaded after hacking,
men han ikke lyd på de her videoer.
Both macros and now aimbot as well.
And I'm warning you now, folks, this is some of the most you will ever see. So as I play this clip normal speed,
you don't think
much of it. It's a nice little 360 flick. But when
What the fuck? Jeg nåede ikke engang se personen selv, ikke engang i slow motion.
I slow it down, folks. You are gonna lose your mind. So as I go through frame by frame here, you see Serpent flick past his enemy. He has flicked past.
Jeg har stadig ikke set hans enemy. Altså, er der noget? Er jeg cooked?
And watch this, folks. He's going back.
Okay, der var han. Okay.
Onto his head. Back on to his head. And then bang. Straight back to where he started. What the f? This, folks, is literal aimbot. As you can clearly see, he goes past him again, comes back onto his fucking chin, and then goes round back to where he started.
Yeah.
That is a 360 macro with a aimbot.
And at the end of the video, he shows how Serpent AU is literally in Blaze FN's Discord server. And if you guys watched my hacker video, you'd recognize that name because Blaze FN was one of the biggest names in the Fortnite hacking scene. In fact, he was so big that in 2022, Epic Games literally sued the kid for selling hacks. And with all of those accusations, why else would Serpent be in his Discord?
And if you don't know who Blaze FN is, he is one of the most well-known hackers in Fortnite. He is the king of mods on Fortnite. And you would not...
Glemmer det til vi kommer... Altså sådan, jeg er med på, at ham er... Okay, han cheater. It is what it is. Snudspillet, makros, alt det. Jeg glemmer til vi kommer ind på det der, hvordan han har scammet folk med sådan millioner af kroner.
Who is in the Discord? It's big Serpent AU. He's even got his own role and everything. Sitting pretty there. Look at him with his big 300k roll.
And if that wasn't bad enough, Blaze FN himself even confirmed on Discord that Serpent was buying hacks.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the nail in the coffin. Blaze FN then sent me a screenshot of a post in his Discord from himself with a link to Serpent's video saying, "This is Serpent in our disc. Check that flick shot. Damn, he's good." I don't know what else to say, folks. That is pretty damning evidence.
Okay.
The actual modder himself linking me the video.
So the situation looked pretty bad for Serpent, and to make it even worse, the exposing video blew up within the community. There was no way the kid can just ignore the accusations anymore, and he couldn't delete any amount of comments to get away from the accusations.
Nope.
He had to make a response video. In this response, he accused EJ and Blaze FN of setting up DM conversations to make him look worse.
First off, one of his biggest accusations against me was that I'd purchased and used the public aimbot. His evidence was DMs between him and one of the most known aimbot suppliers. The supplier had made it seem as if I had purchased aimbot from him. Before I show you me in the supplier's DMs, I'd like to point out that in EJ's first ever messages with this supplier, he doesn't call me by name, he just calls me by him, and the supplier just mysteriously knows that he's talking about me. This alone is more proof that the conversation between EJ and the aimbot supplier is not the first conversation they've had about me with each other. See how my full DMs on both Twitter and Discord with the supplier. That proves I never once asked about purchasing aimbot.
While this doesn't look great for EJ, I don't think this exonerates Serpent in any way.
Jamen det ændrer der stadig på, at clipsene er super sus.
So many ways to fake DMs this way, not to mention you can easily make a fake Discord or Twitter and purchase a hack through there. He even moves on to try and exonerate himself from using aimbot by saying he was not just doing 360s, but only 180s.
In EJ's video, he also made the accusation that I used a program to perfect 360 flick with a macro and shoot with the same aimbot. This hand cam I'm about to show you proves that my flicks are 100% human with no type of macro or program running. Alright, so again, I have a final mouse, so it has no mouse software.
Okay.
And here's Razor Synapse again, no macros. Alright, now to the flicks. I'm obviously not gonna
Så vis... så jeg er mere nysgerrig end andet. Så må han jo gerne lige vise, at han laver edit. Right?
I don't hit every flick, but for the ones I do, I put in my videos. Here is also the slowed down recording of the previous flicks, showing the same flicks that EJ had slowed down from my videos and described as literal aimbot.
Well, jeg vil sige, altså man kan jo selvfølgelig også godt have andre programmer på sin computer udover Razer. Jeg synes stadig, det der ser så ud. Du bruger jo ikke det der i en fight. Du laver jo ikke en 180 på den der måde og rammer dem i hovedet instant.
The reason why my flicks look suspicious when you watch frame by frame is because people think that I'm shooting while doing a full 360, which is wrong. When I flick, I do a 180, shoot my gun, then 180 back to where my crosshair originally was.
Many people thought this was at least convincing enough to prove that he wasn't using aimbot, but I'm not so sure. He then accuses EJ of only making this video because Serpent exposed a different creator of being a cheater who happened to be friends with EJ.
Why would I not play in competitive tournaments and win money from aimbotting? About a month ago, I exposed Cakewood of the real reason why he was banned, showing actual proof of him having cheat files. Ever since then, he
der har været meget drama omkring det her. Holy shit.
promising a response, but he hasn't said anything. Well, that's because he has been working with EJ to try to ruin my career for exposing him. It would make sense for him and this aimbot supplier that he is in contact with to try to tarnish my reputation like this.
This final piece of evidence that Serpent used didn't exactly do what he was hoping for. I feel like pointing fingers just made him look even worse.
Yeah.
Clearly, he was just trying to divert the attention off of himself and put it onto EJ. Lastly, in the final part of the video, it's what everyone
100%, det er meget det der med sådan... Men ham er en hacker, så I burde også fokusere på ham-agtigt.
came here to see. The macros. Was Serpent actually cheating? And with all of his fame built off the internet from his fast building, was it
Det gad jeg godt at se, han gjorde, mens man så hans skærm og hans mus.
all built on a lie? And yeah, it was. And for some reason, Serpent even admits to it in this video.
Before I end this video, I do want to state one thing that EJ got right. Back in early September 2019, a creative player started posting videos of him using an insta-edit method on Twitter. I asked him about this in DMs and he explained how it works and how he'll clickbait with it and use it. At the time, I had about 2k subs and averaged roughly 2k views a video.
Oh.
This concept was not a big thing at...
Men det han sætter jo sig selv lidt i en trap nu, ikke? Fordi nu viser han, jeg løj på et tidspunkt, men jeg har lige brug for at indrømme nu, at det passer faktisk ikke. Så begynder folk jo at være sus på dig på alle andre ting, du så har sagt, at det ikke passer.
All back then, and it was completely new to the community. I thought it would be a good video idea to use it for a clip. Immediately after that video, I realized I had potential with my YouTube career, and I knew I didn't want to build my brand around deceiving my audience. Since the 5 seconds of me using the exploit in my video, I decided to take responsibility and only post videos with my own edits, which have all been completely legit, as shown in my videos and the hand cam.
And let's be real, guys, the hand cams weren't exactly convincing.
Where he's showing the flicks. He has gameplay. The cam.
Det er Cypher. Wow, han er fed der. Altså ikke, at jeg skal snakke, men wow, altså i forhold til, hvad han er nu.
Side by side, right? And then when he's showing the editing, it's just the camera. It's your most popular video at the time. It pops off. You start gaining a lot of new viewers and subs because of how popular your video became. Do you stop using macros? Like you go unnoticed, right? I don't know. If I was a kid,
2,2 millioner visninger på det der. Altså det siger noget om Fortnite hvor build different. Det er jo.
and I pulled this off, and no one thought I was cheating, I would keep doing it.
And because of all of this controversy, on June
Game's the game, right?
10th, 2020, Serpent was dropped from his organization Overtime Gaming with this tweet. Then a few days later, on June 19th, Serpent was allegedly banned from Fortnite itself. But apparently it wasn't a forever ban because he ordered a real hand cam in an attempt to prove to everyone that he didn't macro, but the damage was already done. Eventually, Serpent stopped uploading to YouTube, and he would occasionally return with a random video or upload, but eventually he would just disappear completely. But that's just the start of Serpent's story, because although
What the fuck? Et kvarter ind i videoen er det starten af hans historie. Hvad der foregår?
he disappeared from Fortnite, he didn't entirely leave the internet. If Serpent wanted to stay relevant, he knew that he needed to move to a different niche outside of Fortnite. And a niche that nobody would know him in. And that was crypto. Whether you love it or hate it or even know about it, crypto has made a huge impact on the internet landscape. In fact, a few other Fortnite pros that we've talked about on this channel have been pretty open about their involvement in crypto trading and NFTs. And just to be clear before we go into this story, there are plenty of completely legitimate ways to get involved with digital currency. However, this sort of environment also breeds out
det der er vigtigt at sige, at der er også rigtig mange steder, hvor det ikke er så safe and trusted, som man lige tror.
Scammers if you're not careful. When Serpent originally switched over to the crypto niche, he made a majority of his content on Twitter instead of YouTube. His account actually focused on catching crypto scammers and warning the community. But as time went on, his hunt for justice fell out of focus. And instead, he became the one that needed to be exposed. Zach XBT on Twitter is known as an investigator in the crypto community. He released a huge report just this past week on November 27th, detailing Serpent's shady career and all of his known wrongdoings since he left Fortnite. And before I get into the details of these crimes, this isn't just using macros on Fortnite. In fact, he ended up stealing $3.5 million from innocent people throughout his crypto scams. Zach does a great job of laying out the evidence, and
han formår at lægge sådan en coin ud, som folk de skulle købe, eller hvad?
I'm putting the link to his Twitter in the description because we will be using a lot of his evidence in this video. Zach lays down the order of events, and the evidence is pretty damning. So damning, in fact, that Serpent started to delete tweets off of his Twitter account before the report even existed, because one of his friends tipped him off that Zach was going to be making this thread. So, to start at the beginning, in March of 2022, shortly after he had quit Fortnite, he was a founder in his own NFT project titled Project This NFT was eventually rug pulled. And for those of you who might not know what the term rug pull is, it's basically when large influencers or people that have influence in the crypto community will hype up a project to raise the value of the NFT or cryptocurrency, and then when it gets up to their desired price, they will sell all of it immediately and basically steal money from the people that they made promises to.
Yeah,
of course, that's the most basic way of describing a rug pull, but you guys get the picture. And this wouldn't be the last we would see of Serpent because he couldn't get enough of the scams. Later on, just this past year in March of 2024, Serpent would launch yet another crypto project titled Error. And as much as I'd love to tell you that Serpent did things the right way, unfortunately, he would rug pull his community again. And this time, he actually got reported so much that he was banned from Twitter because of it. By using the account that deployed the Error coin, Zach was able to connect Serpent to a series of crypto hacking events. Essentially, this is where public Instagram and Twitter accounts were hacked and then used to promote somebody else's coins. If you guys aren't on Twitter, there has been an uprising of something called meme coins, which are basically cryptocurrencies that anybody can make.
Det er rigtigt. Til folk, der ikke har så meget forstand på krypto, så for eksempel den der chill guy meme, der kørt rundt omkring, den skulle man bare have boomet fucking afsted, fordi den var så hype.
Essentially, Serpent would hack into popular Twitter and Instagram accounts and use them to promote coins that he had created. Some of the major accounts that were affected included Chuck Norris, Usher, and even the official accounts that were affected included Chuck Norris.
The fuck? Er det ham der for Breaking Bad?
Usher, and even the official McDonald's Instagram.
What? What? How? Damn!
Account. And for those of you that don't know, these pump and dump or rug pull schemes are illegal in pretty much every country and are considered market manipulation. People can serve serious jail time for doing this, and that's why a lot of these pump and dump schemes are done as secretly as possible. But because of Zach XBT's due diligence, he was able to trace the Error account's transfer of Ethereum to the same casino deposit address. And this casino deposit address was also connected to all of those hacking meme coin scams. And
det er jo ikke så smart for ham, hvis det betyder, at han bliver opdaget.
These transactions didn't prove anything yet, because we don't know who owned that casino account, or if the Error account is technically even in Serpent's hands, or if he got hacked. But then Serpent would make a huge mistake. He would live stream himself gambling in Discord with his friends, and somebody would grab a screenshot when he would accidentally leak his deposit and withdraw.
Fuck, man. Altså sådan $543,000. $90,000.
Draw addresses on this crypto gambling website, and these deposit addresses are strongly tied to the meme coins from those hacked accounts. So he wasn't using the stolen money to improve his life or donate it to the homeless like some Robin Hood situation. He was basically using it to gamble, and that gambling ended up being the thing to expose him. Since the investigation has gone public, Serpent has been completely MIA, so we aren't sure how well he is taking being cancelled once again for hacking and scamming his audience. But I'm sure it's not going too well, because this time he isn't just running from fans, he's also running from the authorities.
Damn.
As I said, what he did was highly illegal, and it's very likely that the police or FBI or whatever government entity is where he is going to be going after him to put him in prison for a very long time. And while I don't know a ton about cryptocurrency, hopefully I was clear enough for you guys to understand exactly how miserable these crimes were and how much money Serpent stole from people. I find it interesting how somebody that went from a Fortnite scammer could go on to be such a big and bad criminal in the crypto scene. Most importantly, however, although Zach has shown us a lot of evidence, nobody has proved that Serpent is guilty in a court of law. This means nobody should be sending him any sort of hate or making any claims that he did these things without stating the fact that they are just allegations.
Well, har du ikke low-key claimet det i den her video? Nej, jeg ved det ikke. Anyways, mega nice, mega spændende video omkring det hele. Jeg glæder mig da godt nok til at få et update på det her. Altså, nu er den 3 uger gammel. Så... Men jeg tror egentlig... I hate to break it to you, but crypto is a legal gray area currently. So all the people doing rug pulls are not going to face any punishment. Faktisk, vi er gået ud fra low-key rigtig vel. Altså sådan, det her med, at det er vel folks eget ansvar. Altså det han vel har gjort, det er, at han har haft en coin. Måske han selv kastet et par penge i den. Så har han fået andre folk til at kaste penge i den, og så i det den er selvfølgelig sted, så har han bare solgt sin del, som så har gjort, den er gået 0, fordi han har haft så mange penge i den, I guess. Så derfor så er det vel ikke hans ansvar, så er det vel bare dem, der har gjort det. Så jeg tror, den er tricky, den her, på mange punkter. Glæder mig godt nok til at se, om der er en update på det på et eller andet tidspunkt. Anyways, jeg vil sige tak fordi I er så med selvfølgelig på den her lille reaktionsvideo. Vi vil selvfølgelig være tilbage med mere sådan spille Fortnite content inden for de næste par dage, så jeg håber, at vi ser med. Ellers så smid et like, skriv en kommentar for hvad I egentlig synes, subscribe hvis I er nye, og så glæder mig til at høre jeres mening om det her, hvad der lige skal ske, om nogle af jer, der måske har mere forstand på det, end hvad jeg lige havde.